Could a blockbuster trade be on the horizon for the Boston Red Sox? We're going to talk about that on today's video. Welcome in. My name is Jack. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. Before we get into that, I want to bring to everybody's attention, we are very close to 600 followers on our Instagram. Our Instagram has been growing at a rate at which no one has ever seen before. I'm joking, but we've been growing a lot on the Instagram, and I really do appreciate that. If we get to 600 followers on Instagram, we need 36 people. I will do another mailbag like I did a few weeks ago. I really enjoyed that video. I thought it was a lot of fun, and the questions came all from the Instagram. So if you want to do another mailbag, if you want your question featured on a show coming up in the next few weeks, hit the follow button on Instagram. Let's get to 600 as soon as possible. That link's going to be in the comments and description of today's video. Okay, blockbuster trade. I'm going to make a lot of people mad again because Jarren Duran is the headliner here. And look, Jarren Duran's going to continue to be the headliner as long as the trade deadline goes. And we talked about it in yesterday's video. I don't know if Duran or any outfielder will get traded at the deadline. The Red Sox are not going to make a trade just to make a trade, but they need help in the bullpen. And if you could get Emmanuel Clase, like CBS Sports has mocked, this might be kind of interesting. Mike Axisa of CBS Sports put out an article of MLB second half bold predictions for each team. And he mocked Clase to the Red Sox for Jarren Duran. Here's what he had to say. He said Boston has more good outfielders than outfield spots, and the Guardians can spare an end-of-game reliever. I would not predict a one-for-one trade. I'll say there will be more pieces involved to even things out, but Clase for Duran will be the meat of it. The Red Sox get a late-inning dominator and clear the way for a Roman Anthony, Ceddanne Rafaela, Wilyer Abreu outfield. The Guardians get 3.5 years of power splash / speed threat who can play center field, which is exactly the kind of player that they can never afford in free agency. Cleveland won't give Clase away. To trade him, they'll need to get multiple years of an all-around impact player, and that's Duran. He's right about it taking more than a one-for-one. I think at this point, Duran has maybe a little more value than Emmanuel Clase. I think he offers something that the Guardians desperately could use. And so it will take more than just a one-for-one. It is an interesting thought, though, because as the days go by and the Red Sox play more games, it has become more and more evident that they do actually need help in the bullpen. The bullpen's been one of their biggest strengths, especially on that 10-game winning streak, but they need a little bit of help. Here's what Chris Cotillo had to say in his article a few days ago. We broke this quote down on yesterday's video as well, but I think this makes sense here as well. It would have been conceivable with Dobbins healthy behind Crochet, Giolito, Bayo, and Buehler for now, that the Red Sox would have been willing to try out someone like Fitz, Houck, or Harrison in that multi-inning relief role. Now, Fitz is in the rotation with Dobbins tearing his ACL, and the Sox probably need to keep others stretched out. So long story short, what Cotillo is basically saying is the bullpen could use a lot of help. And I think there's a few reasons why. The obvious one is the current standing of injuries in the bullpen. Justin Slayton had the shoulder injury. He was placed on the 60-day IL. We're not going to see him at the very earliest until the end of July, and even if that, his rehab's been going very slow. Nick Birdy, foot-hip injury. I don't think we're ever going to see him play for the Red Sox ever again, in my opinion. Liam Hendriks with the hip, he's been sent to the shadow realm. I don't know if we're ever going to see him pitch again for the Red Sox. Zach Kelly with the oblique, and Luis Guerrero with the elbow. You have lost a lot of reinforcements in this bullpen, especially Justin Slayton, who is a high-leverage reliever at the end of games, and Luis Guerrero, who is an inning eater when you desperately needed him. But that's not the only reason the Red Sox need bullpen help. Not only do you not have the depth, but your bullpen has been used heavily. This comes after the Cubs game yesterday. Greg Weissert has appeared in 46 games this year. Guys, that's a crazy workload for a reliever. Brenner Bernardino, 42 games this year. Aroldis Chapman, 41. Justin Wilson, 37. Garrett Whitlock, 35. This bullpen is absolutely cooked. They have been absolutely just thrown into the fire and had to clean up a lot of messes for the Red Sox this year. So, long story short, what I'm trying to say here is I like the idea of going out and getting Emmanuel Clase. And if it takes Jarren Duran, again, you guys know I love Duran, but I probably pulled the trigger on it. Now, like I said, it's not going to be a 1-for-1. So here's what I'm thinking, okay? I put this in the trade machine. I don't know. I put a few players together. Don't come at me in the comments. This is just something I cooked up, okay? Emmanuel Clase and Jarren Duran are the headliners of this trade, okay? Okay, cool. You also get David Fry, who would instantly be your backup catcher option. He's not even catching for the Guardians right now. He's like in an infield utility role, DH role. He could be your catcher, backup catcher right now over Connor Wong. You get Nolan Jones, who I know it says outfield DH. You said, Jack, we don't need another outfielder. Put him at the DH spot. Like I think he's got the potential to have a little juice in his bat. I know he hasn't been stellar to start his MLB career, but he's an interesting prospect I think the Red Sox would like. And you give them Justin Gonzalez, a top 10 prospect in your system. So Duran and Gonzalez, I think, could net you Clase, Fry, and Jones because David Fry and Nolan Jones don't have a lot of value right now. It would be Emmanuel Clase that is the big fish in that deal for the Red Sox. But you let me know. Would you do this trade? T for trade, P for pass. Again, this is a rough trade. I just threw it together. I think it gets done. I don't know, but you let me know. Would you do it if you were the Red Sox? T for trade, P for pass. Do you think that would be enough? I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Now, of note, Clase won't be a free agent until 2029. He signed an extension with the Guardians, I think it was a year or two ago, and it's a very cheap deal. I think he signed a 5-year, $20 million deal at the time. He's still got a few years left of club control. So you're giving up Jarren Duran, who has a few years of club control left. That's true, but you're perfectly fine in the outfield. And you're getting back who has been at times one of the, if not the best closers in all of baseball until 2029. Look, Chapman's probably gone after this season. He's pitched incredible. The comeback for Chapman has been astounding, to say the least. And he's going to demand a pretty penny that I don't think the Red Sox are going to want to pay. So with him gone, Clase is instantly your closer after 2025. So I think that you bring in Clase, who, again, has at times been one of the best closers in all of baseball, and you have him in team control for years to come. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Now, look, he hasn't been that great this year. And look, a 2.91 ERA, that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but compared to what he's been in the past, he's had a bit of a down year, and that's why he's probably a bit cheaper. 41 in the third innings, 2.91 ERA, 42 Ks, 10 walks, a 1.223 whip. So he hasn't been the Emmanuel Clase of last year, where he, for most of the season, had an ERA under 1, but he's still a very effective closer that would be a big boost in this bullpen. I would absolutely consider this. Now, again, these trades are all, speculation and thoughts, and you can put together as many trade ideas as you want. At the end of the day, you never know what's going to happen until it happens. But a Jarren Duran for Emmanuel Clase trade, it benefits both teams. And I get it. You want the outfield depth, of course. Yes. But you also desperately need reliever help. And that is more of a need right now, in my opinion, than outfield depth. So does it happen? I don't know. But if the Guardians come calling, I would absolutely consider it. Be honest with me. I want you to be honest. I know everyone in the comments is going to say, absolutely don't do this. Jarren Duran's the best. Don't trade him. I'm on your side. I don't want to trade Jarren Duran either, but he is really the odd man out, it appears, in that outfield. Is trading Duran worth Emmanuel Clase? Is it worth trading Duran if you know you're going to get Emmanuel Clase back in a trade? Y for yes if you think it is, N for no if you think it's not. I know everyone's going to say no. I get it. I understand. But just think about it for a second. Just think about it. Think about the prospect of having one of the best closers in baseball over the last few years as your closer for the next 3-4 years. That sounds pretty good to me, but you let me know. Why for yes and for no? I want to hear your thoughts. Before we talk about the game, Red Sox 10-game win streak is done. It was snapped by the Cubs yesterday. Before we talk about that, we are so close to our goal of 4,000 subscribers. 366 subscribers away. If you've not already subscribed, make sure you do so. We're going to be live for the MLB trade deadline. Anytime the Red Sox make a move, we will make a video, and we have recaps after every single Red Sox game. That is my commitment to you. Join the family. Help us get to 4,000 subscribers. That is the next big milestone for the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all so much if you already have. And again, hit that sub button right now. All right. Red Sox lose 4-1. Not how you wanted to come out of the All-Star break, but you are playing the Chicago Cubs, who are one of, if not the best team in all of baseball. So it is what it is. Look, this was not, the 10-game win streak was great. You were going to lose eventually, so just get it out of the way at this point. Recap point number 1. You could not ask for a worse start to this game. You go down 2 strikeouts in the top of the first, and I think it was a pop out to end the inning. Then you go to the bottom of the first, and Lucas Giolito walks the first 2 batters, then gives up a 3-run home run to Seiya Suzuki. It is 3-0 with no outs in the bottom of the first. You also had errors that contributed as well. You had bad base running mistakes, which we'll talk about here in a minute. You started off this game probably the worst that you could have started off a game coming out of a 10-game win streak and coming out of the All-Star break. I tweeted yesterday, at the time of recording this. You could not have picked a worse time for the All-Star break to come for the Red Sox. They were red hot, the hottest team in baseball, and then you give them like 7 days off, like a week off almost. Bad timing. But you had to come out and come out hot, and you didn't do that. Someone that did was Roman Anthony. That's my next point. Extends his hit streak to 10 straight. He went 1 for 3 today, had an RBI, he had a walk, he had a K. He is who we thought he would be. He's not the savior, I don't think yet. I don't think he is the next face of the franchise yet, but he is showing that he can compete with the best people up in the majors. And I think that he's got a very good shot if he continues at this pace to win AL Rookie of the Year. Jacob Wilson's been fantastic, but if Anthony continues at this clip, I think he will overtake Jacob Wilson eventually if he plays the rest of the season. The rest of the offense didn't do much. 7 hits, 8 Ks. We'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk about Abraham Toro, man. Inexcusable base running mistake in the 5th. You have 2 runners on, no outs in the top of the 5th. You are threatening to put some runs on the board and make the game closer than it was. Alex Bregman hits a shot into the left center gap, but it wasn't really even in the gap. Pete Crow Armstrong, who's one of the fastest players in all of baseball, got to it easily. And Abraham Toro falls asleep between 2nd and 3rd and gets doubled off at 2nd. That's inexcusable. That cannot happen. And the Red Sox are a dumb baseball team. We know this. They make a bunch of dumb mistakes. But that's inexcusable. Coming out of the All-Star break, you cannot do that. You cannot play like a Little League team coming out of the All-Star break. And that's what the Red Sox did yesterday. They played like a Little League team, and they lost like a Little League team. That cannot happen. Absolutely inexcusable base running by Abraham Toro in the 5th. The offense did nothing. Yesterday, it says today, but I meant yesterday. We're recording this the day of. 7 hits, 8 Ks, 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. You leave 8 runners on base. You ground into multiple double plays, or you almost grounded into multiple double plays numerous times. You had multiple runners on that didn't score. You had a bunch of opportunities to score runs, and you didn't do it. I don't know. You had very quick innings where it was like 1, 2, 3 quickly on like less than 10 pitches. Like, you came out extremely cold today in terms of offensively. And I have no doubt they'll get out of it, but they need to. They came out incredibly rusty today. And that is not what you want to see when you were riding a 10-game winning streak. At the end of the day, it was a cut and dry loss. No one did anything so blatantly stupid. The base run error is bad, but that didn't lose you the game. You didn't do anything blatantly stupid. A reliever didn't come in and blow the game for you. It was a bad first inning, and you just couldn't capitalize offensively. You weren't going to win forever. The winning streak was going to end eventually. Regroup and win today. Shota Imanaga's on the mound. I understand that. You've got Brian Bayo on the mound. So if you can win today, You go into the crochet start on Sunday with a very good shot to win the series. If you lose today, I'm very concerned about the rest of the series. Regroup, get ready, win the damn ball game tonight on national TV on Fox. Win the damn game. Get the momentum back. Do not stumble out of the starting gate in the second half of the season. Do the Red Sox win this series? Yes or no? Hit me with a simple yes. Hit me with a simple no. I don't know. I can't even give you an answer. I want you to give me an answer. I can't. I can't even. I want to say yes. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But after some of those mistakes yesterday, I just don't know. But you let me know your thoughts. Do they win the series? Yes or no? Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch today's video. One more reminder. Follow us on Instagram at the Red Sox Rundown. 36 followers away from 600 followers. If we get there, I will do another mailbag here on the channel within the next few weeks. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you also subscribe as well. Join the family. And until next time, go Sox.